Hey, fantastic fam! Welcome to our community where we combine the woo and the work. We are two professional women who believe we can have it all and constantly upgrade ourselves to meet our visions. I'm Kalyani and I've chosen the off-roading path to personal development, being an entrepreneur with the journey of motherhood. I'm an economics postgraduate and I love working with all things mind and money. I've founded and sold one business and I'm now building this business that feels like fun and freedom for life.
Hi, I'm Rupali. I'm a numbers nerd turned Reiki master and many other things. I found a passion for all things wellness. I've worked in banking and finance for 15 years and I love combining that knowledge with all things energetics to create impact in a fun, easy way for others. Join us as we share the behind the scenes of us creating wealth, freedom and magic.
Hi everyone. So today we are going to talk about a topic that I've been thinking about a lot over the past few months. A topic that has become more and more important over these months. What does freedom look like to you? And I've been kind of assessing, what does freedom mean to me? What does it look like to me? How do I define freedom? Because most often I find that we don't really think and sit and think about these things. We just kind of take other people's definitions of freedom and think that's ours. So it could be what our parents thought was freedom. It could be what our friends thought is freedom or think is freedom. It could be what we see on social media and we draw inspiration from people. It could be many, many different things. And I'm about to share a few versions of what freedom could look like. It could look like financial independence. It could look like time flexibility. It could look like traveling the world. It could look like peace of mind. It could look like doing what you love. So, speaking of financial freedom is essentially not having to worry a day about having to have enough money to make your bills. So your basic essentials are covered. And in the Maslow's hierarchy of needs, the most basic needs are the ones that are absolutely essential to our survival. So a roof over our head, food, water, absolute basic necessities. Beyond that, if you stretch the definition further of financial independence, then there could be many other things. Now, if you don't know what the Maslow's hierarchy of needs is, then I encourage you to take a look. Because the very, very base of this triangle is physiological needs. So like I said, air, water, food, shelter. Sleep is a big one. Being able to reproduce is something that's big for humans. The second need is safety. And when it comes to safety, it's about personal security, about safety in terms of financial safety, resources, health, property. So that's really kind of the two bottom bases of Maslow's needs. And financial independence is essentially the second step, actually. So first, the bottom two layers cover those needs. Then time flexibility. So what does time flexibility mean? It means where you work, where you want, when you want, however long you want, in the circumstances that you want, in the capacity that you want. Now, I'm really stretching this definition to make a point here, but I hope you understand what I mean. Then another version of freedom is traveling the world. So exploring without limits. Having the financial resources to explore the world, travel wherever you want. Now, it could be 7-star luxury. It could be basic travel. We all have different preferences when we travel, requirements when we travel. I know many people that prefer saying, I want to do like a world tour in 6 months, and then they plan their travel accordingly. Some people may just do a weekend. So it totally depends, but traveling, freedom to travel. Then what's the fourth form of freedom? Peace of mind, no stress, just flow. no day-to-day demand of work, no day-to-day demands of the boss, no day-to-day demands of having to make the bills. And this covers a few definitions that I've covered earlier. And then the final one is pursuing your passion. So doing what you love every day. And, over the past few years, what I've realized is that I've always heard this while growing up and studying, that if you enjoy your work, it doesn't feel like work. But I think that it's really about finding what is your passion. When are you in flow? How do you love spending your time? When do you lose track of time? Because what we see in the world out there, the world's best innovators are people that do what they love, are passionate about what they do, and that allows them to be creative. So, and basically, essentially, that results in success. So these are like a few definitions of freedom that I've been experimenting with, and let's just playing with the idea. What does it mean to you? Take a break, have a think, jot it down, write it down, visualize it, put it into words. How does it look? How does it sound? Engage your senses. Really tap into that feeling, because you never know. You may have thought you think freedom is one thing, but actually it might mean something completely else. So play with the concept, let us know how it goes, and yeah, that brings us to the end of a short and sweet episode.
We would really appreciate your feedback as reviews on the podcast app you tune in from. Support us also by sharing this podcast with 3 of your besties who would benefit from being fantastic.